guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming my 35-week bump date, and I'm actually technically not 35 weeks yet. As I'm filming this, I'm 34 weeks and 6 days, but I really wanted to get this video up on the day that I am 35 weeks because you never know, and I don't want to have missed my very last bump date. You never know if this could be my last bump date. I just want it to be up on the day that I turn 35 weeks, and at this point I'm 34 weeks and 6 days, and it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. If I do go into labor, technically I will probably make it to 35 weeks, so I wanted to do this video anyways. So much happened this past week, so I'm just gonna get into the video so that we can get to everything. But this week, McKinley is 18.19 inches long, and she weighs 5¼ pounds. This week, they say that the baby is the size of a honeydew melon, which was a few weeks ago, or a canary melon, and I have no idea what that is, but it's basically just another melon. I'll read you the development this week. Your baby weighs about 5½ pounds now. Your baby will start with a period of rapid weight gain this week. From now until birth, your baby will gain approximately 1/3 pound per week. A lot of this weight is the all-important brown fat to keep your little one warm for the first few weeks after birth. The brown fat is different from the white fat that we women know well. Brown fat contains more cells that produce body heat, and this in turn prevents hypothermia. This brown fat appears on her upper spine, back, and shoulders. When grandma pinches her adorable chubby cheeks, it's the white fat that she's turning pink. So from here on out, she's pretty much just gaining weight and important fat, which she definitely will need. So hopefully she stays in there and gets a lot more of that brown fat, as they say. But at this point, if she is born, she will most likely be fine. My symptoms have been a lot of the same as the past few weeks, but I have been experiencing a few new ones. Still, the leaking of my breasts, of the breast milk, of the colostrum. I've been having a lot of lower belly pain, and it really is like sharp, and it feels like cramping, and it's not contractions, it's not my regular contractions, but I have also been feeling a lot of my contractions, and they actually went away, or they were normal, what a normal Braxton Hicks are supposed to be. Normal contractions are supposed to be for about a month. They were completely like normal, and then the past week and a half, they have just been crazy. I can't keep track of them. They're so frequent, and so that has not been fun to go through again, and I feel like they're even worse than they were before. And I've also been feeling just a lot of pressure down there, and just a lot of pressure in that area. I've also officially lost my mucus plug, which is kind of TMI, but if you're watching this, I figure that you're okay with that. I did lose my mucus plug a few days ago, which doesn't necessarily mean anything. Lots of women lose their mucus plug like 2 months or a month before they actually end up giving birth, but I will let you know a little bit more about why a few of these symptoms are kind of a little bit more significant later on in the video when I get to my doctor's appointments. But those are some of the symptoms that I've been feeling this week, along with all of the other ones that I have been feeling. My cravings. I have been craving actually a lot more this week. It's been kind of crazy. I haven't been like really craving much for the past like month or so, and then all of a sudden I got a bunch of cravings, and most of them I'd say are sweet now that I think about it. I've really been loving my zucchini chips, but that's not really, I mean, I guess it's kind of a craving at this point. It's pretty much like all that I want. I've also been craving bananas. I really like unripe bananas. This sounds so weird, but I don't like them ripe. I like them when they're kind of hard and green, like not really green, but I don't really like ripe bananas. I like unripe bananas is my craving. And then chocolate milk I have been downing, and I've really been wanting candy, but I've been really trying not to have very much, so I've really been trying to limit that. But yeah, my cravings are zucchini chips, unripe bananas, and chocolate milk and candy. So I will move on to sleeping. So at the beginning of the week, I had so much energy and I couldn't sleep, and just because I had so much energy. And now I'm really tired and weak kind of feeling, but I can't sleep, and I feel like I'm getting that energy again, where it kind of feels like you're so overtired that you can't sleep and you have so much energy. I'm kind of starting to feel that way again. So sleeping has not been good, and pretty much just the same as it has been for like the past, basically my entire 3rd trimester. I haven't slept very well at all. So that has not changed this week. Movement. I've been still feeling the same amount of movement this week. Still a lot of movement, and it's really kind of crazy because you can see everything and you can just, I can tell because my doctor kind of showed me, again I'll mention that later, but she kind of showed me like where the baby was and that she was definitely head down. So now I can kind of like see and kind of think in my head of what is actually poking out, and she definitely does move a lot. She moves like, it looks crazy sometimes on the outside. And also she has the hiccups like 3 times a day, and I feel really bad for her, but it's actually adorable and cute, and I love that she has the hiccups so much. But it's just been really fun to watch, and knowing that this might be our last week or our last few weeks of pregnancy, Brandon and I have just been feeling my belly for like an hour every single night, just feeling and really savoring these last few moments of us getting to really feel that with her. So that has been a really fun thing to be doing this week, is really just trying to enjoy these last few moments. Preparations. We haven't really done much in the way of preparations because, as I said last week, we are pretty much completely ready, but we did do the belly cast and we decorated it. So I'm so happy with how it turned out. If you want, I will link those videos down below. I have a decorating our belly cast and the doing of the belly cast video. So that was really, really fun, and I definitely recommend that if you're pregnant, because it's gonna be so fun to look back on how each pregnancy looked, and it's just gonna be really fun to look back on. So we did that, and another thing that we prepared for was we went to a few different hospitals in our area and really talked to them, and we are able now to decide on a hospital, which I guess I'll get a little bit more into after our doctor's appointments, which is next. So I'll just get right into our doctor's appointments. We were supposed to have a doctor's appointment last Thursday when I was 34 weeks in 1 day with a hospital that is kind of farther away from our hospital, but that we really wanted to go to because it's just a much better hospital, much better policies. So we were really excited because we were going to have one of our appointments there. And she called us in the morning, actually, as we were driving over to Brandon's parents' house to pick up his mom to go to this other hospital. And I got a call and they said, you know what, this nurse's visit, because it was apparently just going to be a nurse's visit that was going to be like 10 minutes long, and it was really just going to be getting my background. And the hospital that I already go to and this hospital are affiliated, so they already have all of that information already, so they didn't really need me to come in. So she was like, I'm not gonna make you drive 2 hours for a 10-minute appointment. That's not really gonna be beneficial to either of us. So we canceled that appointment and just made one for in 2 weeks, actually meeting with one of the doctors, and I can ask my actual questions about the hospital. So that'll be for my 36-week appointment instead of going to the hospital here for that appointment. But then I did end up going anyways. We decided that we just wanted to see the hospital, and we just wanted to go anyways because our day was already completely planned around it. So we did go to the hospital. We didn't end up talking to anyone really. We just sort of went and checked out the room and checked out the general hospital, and I fell in love. I am so in love with this hospital. It is so much better. The rooms are so much better. They're so much bigger. They're so much more private. It's just so amazing. And they have, I think that our hospital has like 6 suites, and they aren't really all suites. They say that they are, but they're not. They don't have the same accommodations in every single room. And after you are done delivering, like 2 hours afterwards, they move you to the teeniest room ever for the next 2 days that you have to stay in, where you can barely even walk. And the hospital that we went and saw, you stay in the exact same suite. All of the suites are pretty much the same. They're all gigantuan compared to the ones here. And you get to stay there for the entire time, and it's just, you have your own bathroom and your own shower, and it is just, it's so amazing. I just am in love. And not only that, they're just so much better of a hospital. Everyone that we have talked about just said that that hospital is the best in Montana and that we had to go there. And I completely agree. I'm so glad that we are able to go there, hopefully. They did say that I can go there, even if I don't have my next appointment there at 36 weeks, if I end up going into labor before 36 weeks, I am still going to be able to go there as long as it's not too far progressed and I feel comfortable making the 2-hour trip, which honestly, that's not that long. Lots of people end up traveling 2 hours in traffic or just 2 hours away to a hospital anyways. So I'm honestly not really concerned about it. If I do have any instinct, if I have any intuition, or if I'm at all not comfortable going all the way there, then we won't. That is so important. But if we are, I am so happy and I cannot wait to have my labor and delivery experience there. So I'm really in love with that hospital. But then on the way back, we actually stopped at a smaller hospital about 30 minutes away, and we asked a nurse if they could show us around, and she did, and it is actually better than our bigger hospital closer. And honestly, it was pretty amazing too. The rooms were bigger than ours, and they seemed a lot better about their policies, and they seem a lot more natural. And I would also really enjoy, I think, going through labor and delivery there too. The only thing that we were a little bit weary of is that they aren't as good of a hospital. They're not as big. They do only have 2 suites, which is even less than here. But usually they wouldn't be very busy because it's a pretty small town. But with that comes, they're not as great of a hospital. And if she is a little bit early, which is probably going to be likely, I really want to be in a good hospital, a good place that I know that she's going to be well taken care of. And if there is anything wrong, they're just going to send her to the other hospital anyways that we are going to be going to. So I'm kind of more leaning towards the bigger hospital. I think that we've decided that if everything looks good and we can make it to the bigger hospital, we are going to be going there, especially if we are before 37 weeks, because they have a way better neonatal care unit and they are just a lot better of a hospital. But if it's after 37 weeks, then we might go to the littler hospital, because then most likely she won't even need that. So I think that that's what we've decided. I think that we've completely ruled out where we are, but I think that that is what we've decided for hospitals. So back to my doctor's appointments. I know that was a long little spiel, but I really felt like I had to include it because it is important. And back to our doctor's appointments, I did still have my 34-week appointment at 34 weeks and 2 days at my hospital here. And actually the night before I had felt, it wasn't big, but it was big for discharge, if that makes sense. Again, TMI, but I had a small gush of fluid and I couldn't really tell what it was. And so I just wanted to make sure with my doctor, I just wanted to make sure that everything was fine. I wasn't even like, you have to check me, I'm positive that it's amniotic fluid. I was just like, I just wanted to let her know what was going on, and if she wanted to do a check, then she could. And she ended up doing a check, and the fluid actually looked great. I was not ruptured, I wasn't leaking. That's not what it was at all. She did test it. I still haven't gotten the results back from that, which is a little bit weird, but I'm just guessing that that's because it came back as nothing. She tested it for like if I had an infection or something like that, but she really wasn't concerned about it. But while she was there, she did check me to see if I was dilated or effaced, and I was, which was very surprising to both me and my doctor because I was not expecting that at all, not even in the slightest. But I am dilated to almost a centimeter and my cervix is very, very soft. So that was kind of really shocking to the both of us. And she basically just said, well, we kind of expected that from all of your contractions. And she does think that we are going to go into labor within the next 1 or 2 weeks, basically any day now. And a lot of people can stay dilated for months. You know, a month or 2, I could technically go to my due date with being dilated. But since I have such frequent, crazy contractions, and I have since 20 weeks, she really doesn't think that that's going to be the case. She would be very surprised if that happened, and she's said that she would be surprised if I even made it to 37 or to full term. And now we are just completely on labor watch. I have been having to keep track of my contractions, which is so crazy to do because I have so many. It is so hard to keep track of them. I don't know how I'm gonna know when I'm in labor, but I guess we will see. This might be my last bump date, you never know. Keep a lookout, subscribe to our other channel because we will be having an I'm in labor video going up when we actually are in labor. And also keep an eye out on my social media, my Instagram and our Facebook, because I will be updating on there. But I will get into my stats. My stats, I have gained about, I think 19 or 18 pounds at this point. I think I'm 119. And now I will show you my belly. My stretch marks have kind of gotten a little bit out of hand this week, which I'm completely fine with. It'll all be worth it. It's not the funnest thing in the world, but it'll all be worth it. So I will show you guys my belly now. And that is it for this bump date. I know that it was probably really long, but I had a lot of information to tell you, and I really wanted to get it up just in case I did go into labor soon and I wasn't able to do my 35-week bump date. It was really important for me to get it up. So just keep an eye out on all of our social media and on our other channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!